bit, comrades. Mikhail here. We are going to continue Zwillingstürme in Herbst. So, let's start with the first stage here, which is going to be a cakewalk, as it is the first map. The Lied des klaren Himmels became popular after the fall of the Witch King's Spire. Since then, the sky above Leithanien has remained clear, the haze forever dispelled. Oh yeah, I made an ice team. I think it was for Santalo actually. Yeah, I did that. I suppose we can make a new one. So let's do that real quick. I'll be back in a second. And there we go. So yeah, I did the most I could with you know, doing taking operators with us that related to the plot. You know, Executor, Viviana, Ebenholz, and Arturia. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna help. And our boy Federico here. The more Laterano operator we have, the more ammo he has. So I'm bringing in Susi and obviously Arturia is Laterano as well. So that should be pretty relevant and stuff. So yeah. And you might notice I did indeed upgrade, promote both Viviana and Arturia to E2. So I did that actually just before I started, so we can have more fun. Let's go. Meine Dame, you should rest. Just how many times have you repainted this already? If you are reworking the piece, then why not have me contact the art gallery and ask them to delay the exhibition? You've been so much more spirited since that musician arrived, but to jump straight back into painting when you've yet to fully recover from your illness, only to work on this piece. Is this a nice sky? The blacks are so intense I can't make anything out. What a truly unforgettable shade of night. I see your painting will soon be complete. However, the intense emotions fueling your tireless endeavors are also wearing down your body, and you are in no shape to go on. So would you like me to continue my performance? Alright, I've heard your answer. As well as your pain, regret, remorse, obsession in your heart, Leithanien died alongside you that night. The very same night reflected in your painting. Then allow me to play you a dirge, albeit more than 20 years late. Yeah, she's up to no good, man. Leithanien's capital, Zwillingstürme city center. Damn, girl, fuck! Listen. Every day at this hour, this city is filled with all kinds of music. Students stopping by the instrument shops on the way home from school, discussing which of the new instruments has a more stable circuit. Pedestrians getting off work, slowing their pace as their coins jingle into an instrument case in front of a street artist. Young lovers clinking together glasses of wine in restaurants, and stoves steaming in warm homes. Every scene as touching as the last. Evenings in Zwillingstürme has always been a source of inspiration for many great musicians. Shall we add a few more pieces to the program for the celebration? Every year we begin the Guldengesast and then perform the same routine classical pieces after. Surely the people have become less and less interested by the year. As ever, the program is up to your majesties to decide. Then let's have a chat with the conductor and the principals after this. By the way, I recall you mentioning that you brought a young lady to see me. Yeah, your majesty. This is Viviana, Werner's daughter. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh my goodness. Gnade. Jesus. Your Majesty. Even better than expected. Are you still getting used to Leithanien after your return from Casimir's? I am grateful for your concern. Leithania is far more elegant and beautiful than I remember. No need to be so formal. Cora and I often meet outside the spires for a chat, like the one we're having now. You must still be mourning over Werner's recent passing. If we had the luxury of time, I'd much rather you have a chance to relax in the city first. You mean before you appoint me as an Empress's voice? As you've heard from Cora, this was Werner's request. I am truly honored by the opportunity. The nobles prefer to send me their youngest sons when they are about 10 years of age, but I believe you're fully qualified for the position. And after meeting you in person, I'm even more sure of it. You praise me too highly. Modesty is a virtue, but so is the courage to speak your mind. While I'd be more than glad to fulfill your father's request, I'd also like to hear your own thoughts on this. How do you truly feel about yourself, about Leithania, and about the future before us? Your Majesty, I was not aware that you would be entertaining a guest. It's fine, Brent. This is the time I told you to come over after all. Tell me about your findings in Sturmland. Their copy of the Guldnesgesetz was stolen from the Kurfürst's spire. The thieves are most likely part of the same group behind the Kurfürst's assassination, who call themselves the Echoes of Herkunftshorn. Herkunftshorn? Genesis Horn. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. The Witch King's remains. I interrogated one of their men. They may have sent the copy to Zwillingstürme. To this very city. Cora, how many years have we done Das Kaiserinnenfest? This year will be the 23rd, Your Majesty. So he's been dead for 23 years now. How many of these people working tirelessly in his name have ever seen him with their own eyes? It's something I've always found saddening. Just what is it about Leithania of today that fills them with so much resentment? Resentment has never been rational, Your Majesty. Perhaps you should call off this year's event. If they really intend on using the movement to cause chaos in the capital, I don't want anyone who came for the celebration to come to any harm. We still have 3 days to go. I will find them and retrieve it. I should have dispatched several voices to work on this together. Allow me, Your Majesty. The Empress's voice represents the glory and majesty of the Kaiserinnen, so if they were to suddenly show up across the city, they will naturally attract the attention of both civilians and the enemy. But I, or rather, what the people know me for, has nothing whatsoever to do with this matter. An interesting proposal. Your Majesty, I believe we shouldn't let an untrained Brand Rainer. I'm sure you and Viviana will be enough to solve this problem for me. Yeah. Also, another voice has just brought back a couple of interesting pieces from Kreiswasserland. Ask Hildegard if she would like to come by my tower for a listening session. After all, you're going to go see her after this, yes? Yeah, Your Majesty. Grandmaster Ioletta has taught you well. I have a feeling you'll be my favorite voice. Dankeschön. Anyway, I don't need an answer today, but I'll allow you to act as an Empress's voice in the meantime. Of course, any new voices will only officially enter the spires after the celebrations are over, as per usual. Until then, I'll be anticipating your answer. My true feelings. Sadly, our meeting has been as brief as the sunset. Hold on. It's time. Do you see it? The fountain in the plaza? Beautiful, no? It is not simply water splashing along to a melody. The flowing water is itself the medium playing it. I've heard that many of the buildings and streets in Zwillingstürme are themselves instruments. Back in the day, I took a bit of time to figure out a way to keep them stable for decades. It seems that was time well spent. So you designed them personally? Viviana, no matter what choice you make in the end, I do hope you'll fall in love with this place, as I have. Until then, let Zwillingstürme's afterglow bring you some solace. The afterglow. Holy fuck, it looks good. Now let me get a good... This is great. Super cool. She had often imagined what kind of city Zwillingstürme would be like. She had a good guess from the novels and poems she read as a child. She understood what it really looked like from the news and foreign television programs. But only now does she stand in the center of the capital for the first time, experiencing the city's lights and shadows, its sounds and scents. Colors out a classical painting. The timbre of accordions playing and the fragrance of marigolds. It's just like a living poem. Surprisingly, the evening in Zwillingstürme is exactly how I imagined it. You didn't need to involve yourself in this. Your Majesty was never... Her Majesty never gave me a chance to excuse myself before they spoke about it, which means I was already involved. Besides, there are things I'm curious about too. You want to uncover the truth behind your father's death. Not just that. I also wish to find myself within the darkness about to descend upon us. Then are you already prepared to step into the night? Before I returned, I gave away my entire book collection to a friend of mine. She too had just returned to the homeland that wanted to expel her and carried with her a certain conviction. Ah, Neural, Margaret, nice. I'm sure you'll laugh at me for saying this, but back then I imagined countless times how she must have felt at that moment. And now I think I have the slightest inkling of that feeling. God, the fucking models for this place is so sick, dude. I love the Leithanien designs. So fucking cool. You have concerns about Lieselotta's decision. The Empress's voice chosen by... Jesus. Viviana have always been qualified, and I will not question her judgment in that regard. Frau Viviana Drost is an excellent caster. I've seen recordings of her skilled manipulations of candle flames and shadows. But her experience in handling actual crisis may be lacking. After all her experience in battle has occurred on artificial stages. Prince Rainer, your allegiance no longer lies with the Hochberg family. No one is more aware of that than I, Your Majesty. Otherwise, I wouldn't have simply stood there with a blank stare at night 23 years ago. I lost the right to choose long ago. The blade and arts of a Gesatz's Watcher belong only to the Güldenes Gesetz and to Leithanien. The Güldenes Gesetz and Leithanien. What if you could only choose one? The Güldenes Gesetz define Leithanien. In over 1,000 years, the two have never diverged. The movement's melody was created by Leithanians, and it's hardly impossible to alter it. Herkun's horn certainly did. Bearing but one part of the responsibility necessary means abandoning the others. Think of it through, Brand. No one in this land can refuse to make a choice forever. I will carefully consider your words. There is one more thing. Viviana wanted me to ask if you were free to listen to a performance by the Empress's voices. I will be. Lieselotta will probably have fallen asleep by the time I head over though. Michael? Your Majesty, first things first, I don't want to go to the spire next door for dinner on your behalf anymore. I'm sure you know she doesn't like me at all. Enough of your jests. Continue keeping an eye on the happenings in the city. Do you need me to cooperate with the Gesatz's Watcher and the unofficial Empress's voice? Or the opposite? I already told you. Continue, right? Got it. Did you see that just now? Frau Siemann, she... and those black paintings too. How horrid! Everyone's saying that it's a curse from His Majesty. Move, all of you. Don't crowd in here. The road ahead is closed and the gallery will not be open to the public today. Send a reply to Graf Josef. The Gendarmerie will bear the cost of the gallery's damages. Ja, Captain Loris. Right. Did you save the contact details of the Fraulein who lost her necklace the other day? That girl's the editor-in-chief for the Kunst der Zwillingstürme. Please ask her to leave some space in the next issue for the presentation on, well, Frau Siemens' posthumous work. Presentation? Invite the critics to use their imaginations. Frau Siemens was creating a new work with her blood, sweat and tears, and unfortunately ended up also giving her life to the canvas and succumbing to her exhaustion. Her final piece is certainly deserving of some sort of praise. Unfortunately, this incomplete masterpiece will not be exhibited to the public as per her final wishes. I can only hope for the article to have no mention of His Majesty's name. So what do you think of the actual reason for Frau Siemens' demise? Who let you in? Wait, the candle! Technically, the title issued by the Casimir's Knights Association no longer belongs to me after retirement. Oh, so she did quit permanently from the Knights arena stuff. Interesting. I don't care what the Casimirsians think. A few years back, when they were hiding you in the snow, I wrote a few letters of protest to the Nova nightclub. And when I later... Jesus fucking Christ. That was mine, don't worry about it. And when I later found out about your retirement, I drowned myself in drink for a few years behind the captain's back. So that's why you were slacking off back then? But I'll overlook it for the sake of our distinguished guest. Guten Tag, Vicegraf Loris Bordin. A pleasure to meet you. Pym, pass the order. This lovely lady is the gallery's sole visitor of the day. Tell the men to keep watch outside and not to interfere with her movements. Right away, sir. When Frau Löwenstein greeted me earlier, I had no idea their majesties had actually appointed another special envoy. I hope you can keep this a secret. Please rest assured. Although, this is such a small accident, so why did it spring the Kaiser's secret envoy into action? An accident? Is that the conclusion of the Gendarmerie's investigation? We did the forensics and Frau Siemens did indeed die from exhaustion. According to her attendant, she went without food or rest for multiple days on end. I can't help but admire her spirit. Such a dedicated artist is hard to come by, even in Leithania. This work must have been extremely important to her then. Frau Siemens has not presented a new work for more than 2 decades. She then suddenly decided to work on this painting, even notifying the gallery in advance that would personally unveil it today on the first day of the exhibition. I'm sure you know what happened next. When the audience arrived, they were greeted only by the artist collapsing in front of her painting. What about the painting itself? Was it completed? A difficult question to answer. You'd better see it with your own eyes. I can only say that its subject was an unexpected surprise. Is this brochure for the exhibition? Der Tod des Hexenkönigs. Did the artist title her work before completing it? The Death of the Witch Kings. That's what that means. In case you want to know. To be honest, many of the visitors came rushing here just because of the name. I'd have thought Leithania would find it quite unwelcome. I'm guessing you haven't been here for long? I only just returned a little while ago. No wonder. You may not be aware, but the fall of His Majesty is an enormously popular subject these days. Even counting operas alone, there are over 100 depicting how the Kaiserinnen miraculously triumphed over their enemy. How careless of me, so the actual protagonists of these stories are their majesties. Ah, in Leithania you are free to create anything, so this is probably the result of the people revealing their true feelings. Frau Siemens may have also wanted to take the celebration as a chance to add a bit of luster to this national holiday by working with such a classic theme. But even so, you said her painting was an unexpected surprise? It's up ahead, just around the corner. Once you've had a look, I think you'll share my hope that this was just an accident. An attack? Please wait here while I check the situation. I could help you out. It might turn out to be just a couple of drunkards on the streets breaking in their new wands, and I'd rather not bother you with something so trifling. Captain, we triangulated the source of the noise and it's coming from the alley over there. Have you sent anyone over? The second squad went in, but no one's come out yet. Are they still in there? It was the strangest fellow we've ever seen. He definitely heard us rushing over, but it seemed like he was still trying to break into the gallery instead of fleeing. Could this be something big? Do you want to bring a few more men along, Captain? No need for that. Like I said, it's nothing major, just some crazy punks stirring up trouble for us to vent their frustrations. Right, that lady you fancy, the competition knight, what was her surname? Candle Drost. A name I've never heard of. Tell the others to keep the chase while we return to the gallery to make sure Frau Drost hasn't come to any harm. A noble woman with the Kaiser's trust is far more valuable than all the works and secrets in that gallery combined. God damn, this intro is taking forever. This might be a long ass... This might be a long ass story, jeez. Footsteps? Is there someone up ahead? Isn't the gallery closed off to the public? Oh shit. So this is the painting. And the subject is the death of the Witch King? No, this isn't the Tod des Hexenkönigs at all. This is... Black and disorderly, the lines twist into infinity. The Tod des Hexenkönigs sitting at the center isn't the only thing to have those twisted lines painted over it. Every other painting on the wall sports the same look. The black spirals resembles vortices breaking out the frames one after another and filling the entire space. The lines seem to twist and burrow into her eyes, erupting into a series of mournful sobs in the depths of her mind. Her consciousness is pulled, deformed, fractured, and plunged into chaos. Shadows sway behind Viviana. She can hardly control her arts. She wants to preserve herself, to escape. This terrifying power needs no concrete descriptor, image, or sound to remind anyone of what it is. Much like its title, it forcefully crams itself directly into its audience cognition, reflecting its very meaning into their minds. The Witch King. What a beautiful piece of art! A calm voice can suddenly be heard in the center of the exhibition hall. The noise comes to a halt and the black spirals retreat into the paintings. This painting? There's no obvious trace of Artinium arts, so why? Arts aren't the only thing that can affect the mind. Something need only be true enough to tug at one's heartstrings, be it a picture or a melody. But please, don't fear it, feel it. It's very intense. A rich and deep emotion flows into these seemingly messy brushstrokes. It's hard to keep looking. That's because you're looking at a person's soul. She put both the Witch King in her heart and her very life onto the canvas. Frau Simon, what connection did she have with His Majesty? His death changed her entire life. As a young woman, she revered the man on the throne. She was in love with a symbol, a god. And then that god fell right before her eyes. She was confused, bewildered by his mortality. She lost her love, her purest emotions, and very nearly her ability to create as well. She was trapped. And only when her life was near its end did she realize this. Speak as if you were her. Her innermost emotions resonated with my melody. I went into the depths of her soul and heard her cry for help. Cry for help? It's the same everywhere you go. Many people are trapped in whatever fateful moment changed the course of their lives, walking along an endless spiral staircase. Just like your father and you as well. Oh my god, that was creepy. Lied des klaren Himmels. Yeah. Light des klaren Himmels.
My armor's not so weak.
The music is going to be amazing in this, I already know that.
風がそよぐ花園に月明かりが差したばかりだというのに、あなたにはもう秋が見えたのですか？去りなさい。これは最後の忠告です。
Stress concentration point measure.
There we go.
じゃあこの宴会の歌に耳を傾けて。
This is going to be so fun. We better keep an eye on Arturia, so we'll put Executor, our boy Federico, right here. Oh my god, we just turned into a radio. Oh, god damn it! God damn it. Alright. Put Ebenholz down here. And the baby girl up here.
Request load capacity calculations complete.
Alright, yep, yep. That's funny. Yoink. And you're dead, motherfucker, you fucking amateurs. If you know where that's from, you got played a wonderful, hilarious game. For the meme. Anyway. The nights spent up in the spire were always quiet compared to the clamor of the city. The cheers grow increasingly loud as elegantly dressed musicians leave one by one with their instruments in tow. She remains the last one in the vehicle. Don't be afraid, Viviana. Someone walks over and holds her hand. Casimir's and Leithanien aren't the same, but you'll get used to it. She nods obediently and follows the crowd out of the car. Still, she subconsciously closes her eyes as the neon lights of the Grand Knight territory pierce her wisdom. Oh, so this is when she first came to Casimir's. Interesting. She's never told this to anyone, but back then it wasn't the strange new country she was so afraid of. After all, her impression of Leithanien came solely from the window in her room, less than a square meter wide. It's hard to say that she knew the country all that well. What she found so frightening was the seemingly noisy evening outside might not actually be so different from the small slice of the night in her memories. Viviana? Are you alright, Viviana? Frau Zwillingstürme. I'm reminded of when I first arrived in Casimir's. Back then, you were holding my hand just like now. Your palms are all sweaty. What happened? It's nothing. I just chatted with a strange woman. I stopped by Graf Joseph's office earlier, but I only sensed your presence when I arrived here. She didn't do anything to me and showed no hostility either. I think she simply came for the paintings too. Right, about the paintings. I'm so sorry. Should I describe what they look like for you? No, please avert your eyes from them. Is there something wrong with them? They are older. During the Witch King's reign, people were far more enthusiastic about Originium research than they are today. The casters, or should I say artists, on the side of the Witch King saw it as more than just an energy source or a material for conducting arts. They believed that Originium was another form of flesh and blood and could serve as a medium for the soul. So you're saying the black substance on the paintings is refined Originium crystals mixed with the artist's blood? That's creepy! That is insanely creepy. Huh. It sounds like this exhibit was rather well thought out. Go cover up the paintings. Use the heaviest fabric you can and be sure not to touch the frames. Understood? I think the two of you should leave as soon as possible. The intruder has yet to be found, so the art gallery isn't safe. It's not just us who are in danger. The people living in this city, everyone needs to be alerted. The ones who caused Frau Siemens' death and used her to paint these works are most likely... Please, don't say the name. Frau Löwenstein das. Kaiserinnen's Fest. It's just around the corner, and you know better than anyone that their majesties wouldn't want to see Zwillingstürme fall into chaos. Which is why we're here. Can you at least inform the people who came to the art gallery earlier? I worry for their mental state after seeing such horrific paintings. How kind of you. I've already dispatched people to check on the crowd who came today, so don't worry. I also hope they didn't get too close. Didn't get too close a look. Herr Vicegraf, I don't want Frau Siemens to have died a dubious death. She was a guest at His Majesty's Spire on that night 23 years ago, correct? She witnessed firsthand the fall of the Witch King and the birth of our national heroes. I see. But what of it? Believe me, meine Dame, on that night, the youths congregating before that pitch-black spiral spire weren't the only ones thirsting for dawn to break. There were many, many more. Moreover, most of them did not become the heroes they thought they would be, the brave souls delivering Leithania's rebirth. Now I've gotten an update on my intruder, so if you'll excuse me. He's right. That night changed many things, but change isn't necessarily good. The remnants may have planned Frida Siemens' death as punishment for betraying the Witch King, or maybe it was meant to send a signal announcing a major move. Did they kill my father for the same reason? Ugh. And there she is. Meine Dame. Shh. Let me finish listening to this piece. It's just a performance of a vagrant. He was playing the same melody this morning, but now with such a different mood. He expected the gallery to be full of visitors today and was planning to have a sandwich for dinner with an extra bratwurst to go. But now he realizes that he might have to go to bed hungry yet again. Did you probe into his mind with your arts? No need for that, haven't you noticed? The homeless gentleman is telling his story right now through his music, again and again. All I'm doing is paying attention. His story has nothing to do with us though, the next stage has already been set. Stone sculpture by the flower bed ceases to speak. Instead of words, it now hums a tune smooth and deep from the vibrating structure within. You Leithanians really do fancy your sound-producing sculptures. They give a perfect performance every time, but it lacks so, just like the people trapped in their spires. Arturia gently blows a pedal towards the mouthpiece of a large musical instrument carved into a sculpture. It rises and falls with the airflow, and the formerly uniform tune immediately changes ever so slightly. Much better. Captain! We were so close to catching the intruder, but he suddenly disappeared on us. Are the roads outside still under lockdown? Yeah, he can't possibly have grown wings and flown over us, can he? Wings. Hard to say. We we really let you down, Captain, encountering such a setback just when you are just about to... It's fine, Pim. Go find Graf Josek and tell him what's going on with the art gallery. Incidentally, I haven't heard the sound of gunfire in a long time. I've never been qualified to wield one, even back in my Laterano days. But I can assure you that the ones we use in the Gendarmerie hit just as hard and true. Oh, so he has been to Laterano as well. Interesting. So before my men return, you'd best put away your firearm and your other weapons. And then explain what business brings a sanctor like you to Zwillingstürme. And we got Federico! Yeah! That's the homie! I fucking love Federico, dude. Favorite sanctor. I love him. Lois Borden. Oh, you recognize me? Former Lateran citizen. 28 years ago you came to Leithanien from Laterano and joined the Gendarmerie. 23 years ago the twin empresses conferred you the title of Vicegraf, and afterwards you became the commander of the Gendarmerie, and a position you still occupy to this day. Ha! I was counting on you to introduce yourself first. I require your assistance in bringing an important fugitive back to Laterano. Fugitive? Her name is Arturia. Now I remember. You're that executor from the curious 5th Tribunal, the notorious Hall I'm sorry. The list of titles on your sign-offs is always so long I can't recall your actual name. Federico Giallo. Our dealings are considered international affairs, so according to protocol, signatures are to be as meticulous as possible. The dozens or so letters you sent to me are still 27 letters. Do you read them properly? Did you read them properly? Did you even open them at all? How could I? Anyway, you wrote all those letters over the past few years, and even personally came to Leithanien just to hunt down this fugitive, yes? She has been active in Leithanien for many years now. I have reason to believe she is related to numerous unusual cases occurring here, including many of the cases you're currently working on. First it was his late Majesty, and now a fugitive from Laterano. When it rains, it pours, I suppose. That's a good one. Do you require a briefing on the suspect and her situation from the very beginning? Alternatively, you may read any of the letters I sent you. Ah. Reverend Executor, if I could holy fuck, let's try that again. Reverend Executor, if I could have just a moment. Baron Lucas, please go ahead. Those violent fucks disturbing the peace on the streets are back? Alright, I got it. I'll send men over right away. Of course, absolutely, I'll be there in person. Please rest assured that the Gendarmerie will keep you safe and maintain Leithanien's untarnished glory. As you can see, I'm a very busy man. I disagree. The social status of the informant should not be a criterion determining the priority of your tasks. Look, we're not in Laterano. Speaking of which, you're not allowed to freely fire your gun or any other weapons to intimidate the residents here. No, more than that, you'd best stay in my sight while you're operating in Zwillingstürme. I'm not aware of any such procedure. You mean the rules? Rules are set by people. I'd like to raise an objection. Then I'll have to arrest you at the first opportunity, Herr Federico. As someone who's fired multiple shots near Noble's private art gallery, many would see you as the biggest threat to Zwillingstürme's order. Damn, okay, shit. District of Bodenshof, Carl Schmidt Street. Frida Seaman, the deceased at the exhibition, resided here for many years. Right, Marigold Alley, a place beloved by both painters and poets. Baron Lucas moved here 2 years ago. He claims he wanted to be closer to an increasingly rare artistic milieu. But of course the real reason might be that the homes here are far cheaper than the ones on Innerstadt. I find it very likely that my target has been here before. Don't be rash, remember our agreement? Arturia Giallo is a beloved and highly esteemed musician here in Leithania. You're currently assisting the Gendarmerie with an unrelated case under the premise that whatever you find has nothing to do with me or my men. I have discovered the alleged gang of violent fucks reported to be disturbing the peace. Immediately executing. Stay put! I suggest we merely initiate arrest procedures. It's just a bunch of kids who don't want to attend classes. Get moving, all of you. No loitering. So you were here too. The instrument sculptures were built under the Kaiserinnen's orders, and vandalism will not be tolerated. You're also bothering everyone in the neighborhood with the sound of chiseling. Still not stopping your arts? What the hell are you carving? Can't you see? I'm just transforming the street back into its proper form. Twisted horns like those aren't allowed in Zwillingstürme. No, they're forbidden across all of Leithanien. Wait. Twisted horns? What about Degenbrecher? What the fuck? And Ebenholz has twisted horns too, right? Or maybe not as much as Degenbrecher, but that's weird. That's a weird law. What the fuck? Okay. Step aside. We have to destroy them before the Empress's voices find out. Destroy? What makes you think you're brave enough to destroy a symbol of Herkun's horn? Herkun's... Where did you learn that name? Plenty of people already know. He'll be back soon after all. He was deformed before you even learned to speak. You have no idea what those horns signify. Back then, he'd erect a sculpture like that on the streets whenever he killed a dissident. Someone's already dead, aren't they? The painter who lived down the street, she was the first. Run away with your tail between your legs, Mynheer. Whatever courage you once had is ancient history. The first soldier to set foot in the Witch King's spire. Do you really think you're still that same hero? Don't think I'll let you off just because you hit a nerve. Schlingle. He's gone. Let him run. Why did you not arrest him immediately? Is there a point in rushing to fill up our prisons? May I assume that your reluctance to arrest the boy was due to your personal feelings? I'm almost regretting my decision to bring you along, Reverend Executor. That is why I fucking love that is why I love Federico. He has no filter. He just says whatever needs to be said. It's fucking great. He's so fucking frank. I love it. Oh, such a great character. I love him. He's so dry. I love it. Agreed. Freedom of movement will allow me to lock down the target as soon as possible. No, I meant I should have detained you in our office instead. Oh god. Oh, there he is. Baseline. Or is there another one still here? Hey, Junge. Make any more noise and I'll really bring you in. The twisted horn sculptures. Are you not going to clean them up? Right, I still have these troublesome things to deal with. I really don't get what youngsters have in their heads these days. They are nostalgic for an era they never got to experience in person. But there's nothing wrong with that. All Leithanians are entitled to feel disappointed with how things are today. For example, the coachman casters who lost their jobs to Victorian automobiles, or the owners of the community theaters that closed down thanks to Rankwood's film industry. Rankwood, nice. All their children, of course. When people see no way out, the only way they can imagine a future is by looking back at the past. Did you hear all that from some adult at home? As if, I guarantee you, she'd never say anything like that. All she knows is how to eliminate any threat to Leithania at its source. What the fuck? The sculpture shattered? And so easily. He is clearly no ordinary student. I would recommend stopping him for questioning. Nothing ordinary about him, that's for sure, but all the more reason to keep our mouth shut. Dude, can we just have Federico and Viviana and Arturia, obviously, but those three, the entire event, can I just have these three? The more Federico I get, the more heavy I get. And now it's actually raining, ha! Want a drink, coffee, or maybe beer? If we're drinking at this place, I recommend the former. I do not make a habit of consuming fluids that will affect my central nervous system while on a mission. Oh my god, so good. Alright, beer for me then. You are also on a mission, yeah? Why else would I be drinking at this hour? The child from earlier said that you were the first soldier to set foot in the Witch King's spire. He is not wrong. What, want me to sign a napkin for you? I would rather you sign the cooperation agreement I sent you. Reverend Executor, how old were you 23 years ago? The news coverage on the coup can't have been bigger than the ass for some new dessert shop, can they? The Lateran who became the captain of Zwillingstürme's gendarmerie. That's how the headline went. You sure did your homework. I paid no attention to your ties to the Witch King. The lawyer Sporting I read about was a law enforcement officer worth working with, having solved one strange case after another. Is that why you wrote me so many letters? Arturia's arts are unusual, and you are well versed in handling similarly strange cases. In the year 1079, you arrested a gang of thieves proficient in casting illusions for romance scams. In 1085, you shot dead a dangerous hypnotist. Wait, stop right there. Please don't take me for the protagonist of some detective drama. You appear to be avoiding the topic, Laura Sporting. And why would I do that? It's just that I accepted earlier on that I'm a loser. Did you know, Jan, that uncooperative kid we ran into in the Marigold Alley earlier, he had a sister who used to work here. She went missing 15 years ago. Judging by your special treatment of the young man, I assume the case remains unsolved. And that's not the only case I haven't been able to crack. Not the first and definitely not the last. There's nothing special about it at all. It's just is. A notorious executor like you probably hasn't experienced failure like that. Herr Borden, you're here again. How are things lately? The doctor told me to give up drinking. That's a shame. To make a Leithanien man in his prime cut off his alcohol intake is just as bad as making him go deaf. I even thought I'd give you a 50% discount if you brought the Damen und Herren from the Gendarmerie here with you for your retirement party. You're retiring? I'm leaving Leithanien once Das Kaiserinnenfest is over. Theme, what's that kid been up to lately? Jan? Universitat he applied to rejected him, so he probably went off to learn a proper trade. He's pretty talented with arts, and his grades in secondary school weren't bad either. So why wasn't he scouted by any of the universities? Because he threw away your recommendation letter. That bingo. He said you should be trying hard to find Julia, rather than worrying about which school he's going to. And also, actually, now that I've gone and said it, I think something's not quite right with the boy lately. On the day he got your recommendation letter, he asked why his father didn't need one back in the day. Said he'd entered a certain graph spire solely by his own abilities. Talent was more important than lineage back when his majesty was still around. His words. Where exactly has he been hanging out these days? Not sure. The twisted horn sculptures. As you implied, Jan shouldn't have even known what they looked like, which means someone else showed him first. Oh right. Which area used to have the highest concentration of those twisted horn sculptures? Gustav Park? Not far from here. They call it Forest Park these days. You should head home early today, Theme. Huh? Sure. Wait, Herr Borden? Why did you give me your wallet? You could buy a whole year's worth of beer with this much. Keep it. It's for Jan. He's a clever kid and should go to a good university. That should be enough for him to leave Leithanien and go polish himself in Victoria or Columbia. Damn, okay. The rain stops. The park fountains do not even when the rain was still falling earlier. There are people sitting or standing under the trees in groups of 2 or 3, most holding an instrument, violins, flutes, cellos. They seem to be playing independently, but the resulting performance is a harmonious ensemble. Melodies both soothing and mournful dance on the water and float through the trees. There's the homie there. Nice. When I was a child, I heard that Einwald was a vast stretch of black forest before the nomadic cities were built. And whenever someone important passed away, people would go deep into the woods to remember the departed while playing their favorite music. I don't see you holding an instrument. When I returned to Leithanien, I brought nothing with me. I used to believe I could play all manner of instruments, but later I met a teacher I respect who was keen to tell me that I didn't understand the first thing about music. Ah yes, the first the Fanya event. Fuck. I forgot what it was called. It was all about that classic music with Creed and all that. Oh my god. I forgot what the name is, whatever. But what he meant was I didn't understand emotions. Back then I couldn't comprehend how that was possible. My short life had clearly been brimming with more than enough loss and suffering. And then my friend died. Then you must have felt true pain. To be honest, I'm still not sure I truly understood. Then I left the Fanya and traveled the lands. I would play for the people I met, and their praise grew only more enthusiastic with every place I visited. But I haven't played anything specifically for my dear friend in a long, long time. I'm sure they love to hear your performance no matter what level you're at. I know, and precisely because I know, I hope I can improve. Have I ever actually tried to stand up for anything in my life? Can I honestly tell him, with my back straight and my head held high, that I lived a full life rich enough, that it was worthy of his sacrifice? I can't imagine how he would reply, because I'm not even sure what to say to him in the first place. And you, sir? Who do you hold dear in your heart when you come home? Come here. A mentor. He left us 20 years ago, but I never forgot him. He must have been a great man. I heard that this park was established to commemorate the victims from the 23 years ago. Every tree standing here replaced a twisted horn sculpture made of flesh and blood. I have to admire them. During these dark times, they had the courage to stand up and resist fate. Perhaps you are the same. A lot of music we listen to is much older than the entire history of Leithania. The wills of the departed continue to live on in us through their music. Live on in us, right. I want to believe that. Do you see that man standing over there? You mean the one carrying a sword who's been following you? Oh, Lessing! Hell yeah! That's the one. Do you know him? Serious, calm, lacking emotion. Their faces always look so alike, I don't even bother distinguishing them anymore. Stern youth. Yeah, but he does have like twisted horns, but not like this, like Lessing and Degenbrecher. I'm not sure what kind they're talking about with the twisted sculptures of flesh and blood, but yeah, that's strange. Anyway, my time's up, isn't it? You certainly enjoy wasting your time, Graf Urtica. Wunderbar, so I didn't mistake you for someone else. Truth be told, Herr Overseer, I did think I was ready for you when I first walked into the bar. If their majesties want my life, then they can have it. After all, from then till now, even for the foreseeable future, my life has never truly been a boon to anyone. Did you come here to plan your suicide? I only considered it for a moment. Besides, if I'd pointed my wand at my throat, you'd rush in to stop me, no? The voice of Mundane has yet to play, so you cannot die. What a shame. No matter who I hear that from, it never makes me the slightest bit happy. Can you hear that, Cellar? I spent the afternoon reviewing my past through the sound of music and myself on the water's surface. And my conclusion? My life really isn't worth any more than it was a few years ago. However, just like back then, no one can use it or manipulate it. Especially not you people. What are you saying? An ambush! Several black spheres conjured with arts leap from the puddles in the area. They had been camouflaged within the reflections of the trees in the water, and accompanied by the melodies drifting through the air, they accumulated energy from the wobbly ripples. Ugh! So they sent the whole party just to execute me. Would you like me to perform a deep bow in appreciation of their majesties? Sadly, I'm doomed to disappoint them. I still haven't figured out when I'll play for him. But there is one thing I will absolutely tell him myself. I tried. I was always trying. I never stopped resisting. Oh my god, that was so long! Oh my god! Oh my fucking... Whoa! Jeez, what the fuck? Okay, that's... What is that? Okay. Alright. Sure. So yeah, that was 55 minutes or something. Oh my god. That was the first... Jesus, the next one is a story stage. I wanted to do 2 videos today, but... Shit, man. I have to go meet a friend soon in like a couple of hours. Shit. I have to edit this video and... get ready for that. I have to go shower and... fuck me. I might have to do 2 videos tomorrow. I should have more time tomorrow. I think I'm gonna... yeah, if you don't see 2 videos today, you know why. I fell asleep yesterday, that's why I didn't upload the first episode, so yeah. I was gonna do 2 videos today, but... seeing how long just a battle stage is, a story stage is gonna take... Wait, no, that's the... Wait. Oh, that's a training stage. Oh no, I'm stupid. We can do that. Let's go. Army and lava. Okay. No, we can do that. It's training stage. I'm stupid. Command technique. Okay. We can do that real quick. And Doberman. And hibiscus. Okay. There is always music playing in Zwillingstürme, and the mediocre are bound to be swayed by its tune. If it changes, so too will their attacks. However, it will always follow a specific progression, and we've already interpreted the music in this area. There will be 3 variations in battle. The piece will, at times, be passionate, and at times melancholic. Oh no, the enemy's attack speed and movement speed have suddenly increased after listening to the passionate melody. Passionate piece will rouse their spirits, greatly increasing their attack speed and movement speed while reducing their defense. Oh, so they do get a tiny debuff too, okay. Some will even resonate with the music and gain special abilities, so be sure to act accordingly. Ah. Nice. Not nice, but certainly. That's his name. He's cool. Oops, I think I hit something by mistake. Ah, it lit up! That is a tuning note keeping the music in harmony, and it will come under our control after taking a number of attacks. If you can manage to control all the notes in the area, we will be able to change the music playing here and hinder the enemy's advance. This other note's got some kind of arts blocking any hits on it, and nothing's making a dent. That would be a one-way art screen. Try a different angle. I'll take care of it. Hey, it's the altar character we're getting next. Fang. I see all the notes under our control. Activate them with the proper timing to change the music and disrupt their advance. I mean, I can't click on them, so. Anyway. Ah, here we go. The music's turned passionate again, and there's a bunch of enemies headed our way. Now, adjusted with the note. Enemies rated by a melancholic piece will have slightly reduced attack speed and movement speed, but their attack will be greatly increased. After using the note to adjust the music to the melancholy variant, our unit's attack speed will be slightly reduced, but their attack will be greatly increased as well. However, this effect is only momentary, so be sure to make use of it. Okay, so both have downs and highs. Furthermore, melancholy music may also benefit certain enemies, so feel free to improvise as necessary based on their situation. Oh yeah, that helped. Shut up! I fucking hate crews. Go on, my daughter. Destroy them. Any fucking day now, bro. Oh fuck. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that dude hurt. Okay, so now we know the mechanic of this event. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Thank you for watching, comrades. I hope you enjoyed. This video is already over an hour. Jesus. I hope you enjoyed this long-ass video. If you did, do leave a like. And if you have any thoughts about the story so far, do leave a comment. We already did a lot of story in the first map, so yeah. And if you enjoyed the content, do subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. And I will see you very, very soon once again. Hopefully tomorrow, if not another one today. So yeah, we'll see what I have time for. Thank you for watching, comrades. Have a good day. До свидания.